So I says, yo, haha, it's all in the words.
Alright, so. As you can see, the bottom of my screen, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's midnight. And I was sleepy, so I was looking for something that I could doze off to. And I tried the Justice League, animation movie. And as soon as I clicked onto it, I ended up opening up another tab and just whatever. Before that, I tried watching the movie Infinite with Mark Wahlberg, and same thing with that. It's like I watched a little bit of it and opened up a new tab, and I had it playing in the background. All right, so with all that being said, I did things in between, as far as looking up stuff in between. There's a young lady, Zanae Bear, Zaynah Bear, and she's athletic, she's creative, she's gorgeous, um, I mean, just I like what I see from her, from her videos. She did some videos of her when she was in Japan, a video from when she was in Nigeria, and the way she talked, it was your everyday talk, but it wasn't. She didn't sound, ignorant. So anyway, something hit me, and I was like, okay, even that young lady there was listening to some music, and or she had some music playing in the background of one of her videos, and they was using the N word in it. And I was like, dang man, it would be cool to run across a gorgeous female, especially brown, and she not use or not even listen to, people or music that uses the N word. There's another young lady, um, I think Nana Flofi, something like that. She's a musician, an artist, a singer. Um, she's not American, and I think she also had some music playing, and the music was, like had the N word in it, and I was like, man, for real, and that's what got me on this subject. I typed in, I don't say the N, and I left it off at N, just to see what search engine was going to bring up, and I was going to use the word word, but it was just like there was no search for the complete sentence of I don't say the N word. So when I punched it in, this is what came up. And I'm like, whoa. I'm looking. I see who is allowed to say the N word. And I'm like, no. Then I see, or I'm scrolling down and you're seeing it with me. But what is this? Telling people they can't say the N word. Um, oh, this guy says, I didn't say the N word, the puppet did. That's crazy. And you got Gary Owen, and of course, he doesn't use the N word. Um, there's a video of where did the N word come from? It's like 2 minutes and 50 seconds, and here's somebody saying, or with the why don't say the N word. Um, but if you can see it, that it's not people that, it's not brown people. A racial remark during high school graduation shocks crowd. Cyprus school uses N-word in newsletter to parents. Uh, mm, Putin mentioned the N-word. Animation talking about don't use the N-word. There's a Latino talking about other Latinos use the N-word that use the N-word. But look at this. Okay, here's a brown person. Um, how a white man says that. Okay, so from for my reasoning of typing it in, it's like who Charlemagne doesn't care if white people say the N-word. Okay, then opinion. The community needs to stop. Okay, and it's only 49 seconds long. Not okay. Steve Harvey reacts to Hulk Hogan. But I'm seeing this and I'm like, yo, why? It's like, why am I wanting people to stop saying the N-word in public? In public, that's a very important thing for you to hear me say, is that I don't want to hear people saying it in public. I don't want to hear people saying it in anything dealing with in public. Keep it behind your doors, your closed doors. Keep it on your front porch. Keep it on your back porch. Keep it in your yard where no one can hear it. It's like somebody could look at me and honestly be like, "Who cares?" Well, I could say the same thing for a person who's sitting in their yard and they're having a conversation, and they're saying N-word, 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 or back and forth to each other. You know what I'm saying? They're in their own yard and they don't need to be heard by their neighbors or people walking up and down the sidewalk. You know what I mean? It don't need to be heard. Who cares if you're saying it in your own yard, in the privacy of your own home? Who cares? But when you say it in public, the people who hear you say it have every right to sit back and speak on it because you're saying it in public. And then that's where we go into the First Amendment where, it's like everybody has the right for free speech. Basically, I say basically because that's not, I don't think it actually means those words specifically. And the reason why I say I don't think it means those words specifically because when they wrote that shit, they wrote it to have loopholes in it so they can hide other agendas behind those English words. I'm not saying English is in England. I'm talking about American English. Behind those words, there is loopholes behind them. So it might just read, we the people, but there's more meaning behind we the people is words that they didn't use. Alright, so if you're following me, I hope you question that and do your own research on that. It says prank call, are you using the N-word? Don't say the N-word skit. It's a skit. It's like a minute and 50 seconds. Try this instead. Don't say the N-word. And then it says, friends won't stop touching your hair. Is someone telling you you're not really, or that something wasn't really racist? I'm not trying to say white and I'm not trying to say black on purpose. When I see folks who are not brown, they're not white. You see this this behind those black words is a white background. That's white. And when you look up the word by definition, that's still not describing these folks who are not brown. And then those words, those letters are in black. And when you look up the word black, it still doesn't describe brown people. So once again, even the dictionary uses these words, but they don't stop people from using it the wrong way. You know what I mean? And I think that's a problem. When you're looking up words, it's like we're using we're giving you the definition of this word, synonyms and all the words that that are adjacent to it, whatever. No, I'm not gonna say that. But these are all the words that you know that are close to the meaning. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to think of how it could be said, how it could be worded. It's like this word could be used in these ways, but to be politically correct or to be tactful or to be mindful of the people around you, don't use it in these ways. You know what I mean? If you're going to teach language in school for damn near, how many years do we take English in school? From, oh man, what is it, from first grade on up to like ninth, 10th grade or something like that. I don't know, and I don't feel like looking it up, but it's something like that. We take all these English classes, but not one time. The only time when it says don't use a word for something is when we're talking about the, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs. What is that called? Shit. There's a whole subject that goes into, pronouns, adjectives, nouns, adverbs, words, something in a sentence. Anyway. And it's supposed to give meaning to the words that you're supposed to use. Now, when you're taking that course, it don't tell you what not to use. They don't tell you what you can't put into those sentences. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, little boy, how are you doing today? That is a good way of saying whatever you're saying to the little boy that you're saying it to. But don't say this. What's up, my N-word? You know what I'm saying? No. Or what's up, N-word? You know what I'm saying? They don't say, don't say that. Do you get what I'm talking? Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why it's like, man, it's troublesome that I'm gonna have a problem with this anyway. And for YouTube to have such a big ass library of videos of people who post videos, this is not a popular subject. This is not a popular subject. Let's go to that video where it says where it came from. Let's watch this. It's 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
There's still niggers in American Army uniforms kissing.
It was said without thinking, painting an entire race with a single word.
When the bells and whistles go off, I'm going to stop the video and rewind it back a little bit because it's fair for y'all to be able to listen to this. Now, I know that you can go and watch this on your own, but if you're like me, sometimes you're like, hey, I don't feel like going and doing extra shit. So let me rewind it some and just know that this is the effort that I'm putting into helping you.
entire race with a single word, but it wasn't always a slur. Painting an entire race with a single word, but it wasn't always a slur. Originally, the Latin niger just meant black.
Cock-a-doodle-doo, nigga.
But at the dawn of America, niger became negar to describe some of the first shipments of African slaves.
What's your name?
Kunta Kinte. My name is Toby.
Hi. That's a good nigger.
And with slavery, the word was contorted into its current, dark, degrading, hateful insult for African Americans.
We are the Ku Klux Klan. We hate niggers. Look out, nigger. The Klan is getting bigger.
Over time, it has appeared in everything from ugly propaganda to cartoons to nursery rhymes. Eeny Meeny didn't always end with catch a tiger by the toe. It was tossed about casually in movies well into the 20th century, part of the way of life, but also sometimes
Tiger, Niger, Tiger, Niger. Just in case y'all didn't, or someone didn't get that.
by the toe. It was tossed about casually in movies well into the 20th century, part of the way of life, but also sometimes to raise consciousness.
You nigga lover.
And in the civil rights era, the stigma came to a head. Author James Baldwin in the 1963 documentary Take This Hammer.
We have invented the nigger. I didn't invent him. White people invented him.
In the 1970s emerged a new willingness to explore the impact of the word and even satirize it.
And isn't it a lovely morning? Up yours, nigger.
If you two ever really started going at one another, inside of 5 minutes, he'd be calling you...
Don't say it.
Nigger.
He said it.
It hardly disappeared in the 1980s and 90s, though white people rarely said the word publicly. Some black people did. A lot.
It's black people, and there's niggers. The niggers have got to go.
Society, we've tried to ignore it, ban it, literally bury it. As a society, we've tried to ignore it, ban it, literally bury it.
The NAACP held this symbolic funeral for the N-word.
And we've perhaps added more gravity to the word just by refusing to say it.
Whenever a white lady on CNN with nice hair says the N-word, that's just white people getting away with saying nigger. That's all that is.
Here we go.
At its root, the word is Niger, the Latin word for black. But as soon as enslaved Africans were brought to these shores, the word, pronounced with various accents and emphasis, was used to depict them not just as something derogatory, but as something not quite evolved from ape to human being. By examining this one word, we get an understanding of not only who we are, but who we have been and who we might become. For this two-syllable word and its evolution reveals much about American society.
There is some risk in attempting to isolate the idea of contemporary culture and comparing and contrasting it to early American culture. For me, it's an artificial distinction. I think it's more useful to look at this word and its usage as part of a seamless strand, really a seamless narrative that runs from the beginning, from before the beginning of the country to where we are now.
In 1619, settlers in Jamestown were already using the word to describe the enslaved blacks.
You will find that British redcoats, and this is well documented, used the N-word when they taunted the Revolutionary Army, because the idea was, you're so weak, you have to use niggers to bolster your troops.
By the turn of the century, blacks had been freed from slavery for almost 50 years, but were second-class citizens in the North and lived in harsh segregation in the South. Lynchings were common. The 1915 silent film, Birth of a Nation, portrayed the white knights of the Ku Klux Klan, not as American-born terrorists, but as the defenders of white women, culture, and society.
But it wasn't just the Klan that used the term. The N-word permeated almost every aspect of pop culture and daily life, as if it had arisen from the national groundwater.
And then when you look at the best-selling songs of the 1920s and 30s, equivalent of the Billboard's Hot 100, we might say, today, we're looking at songs that not only use nigger throughout the lyrics, but have nigger in the title. At the same time, I like to say you could stand in your kitchen during this period and you could do a slow 360 turn, and everywhere you turn, your eyes would land on the word nigger. From your stove polish to the trade names for your fruits and vegetables, to the penny bank that your child has, to the board games that your child plays with, to the card games that the adults play in the parlor next to the piano with the nigger songster sitting on it.
The nation loved to romanticize the moonlight and magnolias idea of the antebellum South, with Margaret Mitchell's Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, Gone with the Wind, also becoming the most popular film in the nation's history. The book used the N-word repeatedly, but while Rhett was allowed to use profanity to tell Scarlett what he didn't give,
frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
The Hayes office censored the word itself from the script.
But the nation was convulsing. The Supreme Court's striking down of school segregation in 1954, the slaying of Emmett Till in Mississippi in 1955, the Montgomery bus boycott later that same year, and the bombing of the Birmingham church in 1963 were part of the massive change and social upheaval of the civil rights movement. In 1967, the reigning heavyweight boxing champion of the world, Muhammad Ali, refused to serve in the war in Vietnam. His reasoning set off a national firestorm.
And shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. What, I'm going to shoot them for what?
The hopes and dreams of this movement led to a brash new message.
It's the American dream, nigga.
But blaxploitation flicks appeal mainly to black audiences. It took Richard Pryor, a skinny comedian from Peoria, Illinois, to shoot to crossover success with a ribald routine that emphasized the use of profanity, especially the N-word.
Spade! Hunky hunky! Nigger! Dead hunky!
By the time Ronald Reagan was elected, Pryor had disavowed use of the term. But a new generation was taking the reins of pop culture. Everything was new, raw, and angry. The most visceral film of the late 1980s was Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing, anchored by its profane, racist rant montage.
Dago wop, Guinea, garlic bread, pizza sling, and spaghetti bending, victim on, Perry Como, Luciano Pavarotti.
Fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big guy, fast running. Take your fucking pizza and go the fuck back to Africa.
At the same time,
it's the dead nigger in my garage.
But the word was too soaked in history for that to be the end of it. O.J. Simpson's trial of the century further electrified the national audience when a white police detective was found to have used the term frequently.
Kramer!
Once beloved Seinfeld star Michael Richards all but ended his career in 2006 at the Laugh Factory in Los Angeles with an N-word laced tirade at a black heckler that sounded like it was from an earlier century.
He's a nigger! He's a nigger! He's a nigger!
Oh my God.
A nigger! Look, there's a nigger!
The NFL has grappled with the issue repeatedly. Starting this year, the NFL now sometimes penalizes use of the word on the field, but that decision was met with vocal opposition by black players.
And so here we are. The country still can't agree how, when, or if one of the most vicious words in the vernacular should be embraced under its myriad new meanings or consigned to the trash heap of history. The United States, after all, has never existed without it.
What is a word in your foreign language that just sounds insanely inappropriate to English speakers?
There's a super common word in Korean that if I actually say this, I'll probably get banned. So let me just split it up a bit. Ni ga. We are not saying the N-word. We're saying you. 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 I've heard of so many Korean rappers and K-pop artists get so much hate for using that word. They're just saying you.
Why shouldn't I and the people I move around with say nigga?
I gotta ask the question with a question.
Why are we the only race that has decided to hold on to, rather than discard, the most pejorative term ever used in world history to dehumanize, malign, and disrespect an entire people? Why didn't we throw it into the ash can of history like every other race has done with the pejorative terms used for them?
Blacks, out of all those people you name, we are the most creative. We are the most make something out of nothing. And we're not saying nigger, we're saying nigga. And I'm not saying we should have did this in the culture. It's not as an insult. It's not saying, hey, slave. Okay, this is one of the most hurtful words. Let's flip it, reword it. Now it's ours. Let's take it from them.
So why can't they call your daughter a nigga when she get her high school diploma?
It's a time and place for everything.
Because no matter how many times we take that word and try to clean it up, the original stench, the original intent will always be with it. That's why you don't want your daughter being called the N-word.
You're saying the roots of it. The roots of niggas.
Always.
Okay.
You can never separate anything from the root.
Who invented the N-word, and why is it not just offensive to black people, but one of the most controversial words in human history? Well, my homies, I hope you got your damn chickens, cause Sans Dad is going crazy on this one. It started from a Latin word Niger, which means the color black, and it got translated to Negro in Spanish and Negre in French and Portuguese. Now, here's why everything went wrong. When the slave trade kicked off, European traders started using twisted versions of the word to describe enslaved Africans. And that was when it went from a description to a label. They turned it into a way of saying, you are not human, you are property. Even after slavery ended, the word didn't disappear. It just became a symbol of racism.
How do you feel about the use of the N-word?
We don't say it.
Why?
It's disrespectful.
The word negotiation?
Gentlemen, I have come to say the N-word. No, Spy, don't do it. Don't say the N-word. Don't worry, Scout. He can't say the N-word anymore. That's what you think, but I have also come to say the N-word. No, Spy, don't do it. You don't know what you're messing with. Nigga.
How do you say, hey, how are you, my nigga? 你过得好吗? Wait, if I say the N-word in Chinese, does that mean I re-say? 一点看完. It's called 黑鬼. 黑鬼 is nigga. Yeah.
Y'all be saying that over there?
Nah, you just say the N-word.
Alright! Wasn't it great? Our next comedian coming to the stage is a very talented ventriloquist. Give it up for Mark Summers and his best friend Tyrone Jenkins! What's up, everyone? I'm Mark, this is Tyrone. Now, before we start the show, I want to remind you guys, Tyrone is his own man. I am not controlling him. Isn't that right, Tyrone?
Damn straight, bruh. Now what do you say we start with some crowd work?
Okay, that's a great idea, Tyrone.
What's up, motherfucker? What's your name?
Josh. Okay, what do you do for a living, Josh?
Well, actually... Hold on, Josh. Before you answer that, let me guess. I'm thinking either a rapper, a basketball player, or probably something gang-affiliated.
Whoa, Tyrone.
No, actually none of those. I'm actually an accountant.
Bullshit. I'm assuming you don't need fried chicken and watermelon as well?
Oh, Tyrone, chill!
All right, Mark. These jokes are actually kind of racist. I'll appreciate it if you stop.
It's not me, Josh. Like I said, I'm not controlling Tyrone. He's his own person.
That's right. This honky don't control me. I ain't his slave. This ain't your plantation.
Oh my God, Tyrone, you can't say that.
Mark, I just said stop with the racist joke.
I'm not saying it, I swear. He's saying it on his own. Tyrone, you need to stop. You're gonna get me in trouble. Stick to the set.
Oh, look at this showing up late.
Oh, hell no! Tyrone, what the f***?
You're a dead man, Mark.
I didn't say that. He did. I would never say that. That's extremely racist.
Stop blaming it on the puppy. You're the one who's controlling him.
Puppy? What do I look like, Joe Biden? I'm the one saying that shit. If this honky ever said the N-word, I kick his ass. Believe.